Happy New Year. Hope you're all doing well. Hope 2024 is off to a fantastic start for each and every one of you. And today, I've got guest appearance from Arthur the cat today. So I don't know what he's doing, but just pay no attention to him. But today I wanted to do a recent bottle kill video with y'all. And no, it's not bourbon this time. It's actually rum. Now, Amanda and I recently had the opportunity to visit a gorgeous place in the South Caribbean called St. Lucia. And if you know anything about the Caribbean, rum is like the drink of choice in that part of the world. Goes back for centuries from when it was made, originally from sugarcane and all those sorts of things. But St. Lucia, while we were there, we tried to get as many different local experiences as we could. I found, of course, that there was a distillery on the island. There's one distillery, St. Lucia Distillery, and they make rum. So we went to the facility. We did a tour. It's one of the more, I'd say, interesting tours, but interesting in I don't know. It was a very small facility. They had a pot still, a couple column stills. They were not operating when we were there. Apparently, they make over 27, I think, different types of rum of all different flavors and varieties and whatnot. The process, not too dissimilar, or at least the distillation process, pretty similar, of course, as to any other spirit is concerned. But the ingredients, the mash bill, if you will, I don't even know if they call it the mash bill. What goes into the product is primarily a derivative of sugarcane. Now, St. Lucia Distillery, they say they use molasses. They get it imported. I can't remember where it comes from, but they basically ferment the molasses and then distill the product of that. So I didn't try all 27 varieties, but the most interesting part about visiting the distillery is they take you through a little tour. You watch a little video. I don't know. It was interesting. It was laughable for sure for me, but we had a good time. But after the tour, they allow you to taste, and then they line up all their bottles on a bar, and it's self-serve. No one's there to pour anything for you. No one's there to talk about what you're drinking. It's pretty much at that point all self-discovery. So I suppose one could abuse the privilege, but I just took a sample of, I don't know, probably a half dozen, just small little tastes to see if I even like rum. Because I'll tell you, over the years, what I know about rum is basically two things: Captain Morgan Spice rum and Bacardi rum. And I'll just say, sometimes it's okay to have a mixed drink with one of those, but generally I'm not a rum guy. So I was curious if I would enjoy any of the rum that St. Lucia Distillery provided as an offering. So I killed a bottle, and I had some help doing that. But I'll talk about that more here in a moment. But let's talk about what I have today. So this is Admiral Rodney St. Lucia Rum HMS Royal Oak. I don't know if you can find this in Indiana. I think it is available throughout the states in some different locations. So check with your local sources to find out if you can get this. But this is called Extra Old St. Lucia Rum. So nice little presentation. Here's the bottle. A little hard to see with the glare there. Kind of a cool bottle. I wanted to bring it home. It is 40% alcohol, so 80 proof. The back of this says that HMS Royal Oak contains our original blend of coffee still rums aged in American white oak bourbon casks for between 6 and 12 years. Price on this was about $65 US, if I recall. What does it taste like? Well, does it taste like bourbon? I guess is maybe what you might be curious about too. Again, I'm not a rum guy. So, I mean, uh, I don't know if I'm going to go out and buy more rum, but just like bourbons and other whiskeys and things, I mean, there are all sorts of options and varieties when it comes to rums. I did enjoy this one. I think the reason I enjoyed this one the most of the ones that I sampled, I felt as though it did have some bourbon notes, maybe because it's aged in used bourbon barrels. Now, I asked the lady giving the tour if what the source of the bourbon barrels is, and she told me Jack Daniels. True or not, I don't know. Of course, those of you watching know for certain that Jack Daniels is a Tennessee whiskey. Is it a bourbon? That's a whole different debate and topic for a whole different conversation. But after sampling this, I decided to get a bottle, and of course you can't travel with this. Well, you can if you check it, and I think it has to be unopened, but we don't check bags typically when we travel, so we were going to enjoy this. And the cool thing about the resort where we stayed, it's called Ladera Resort, probably the most beautiful views you're going to get on the island of St. Lucia. The people there working there were super friendly, and I asked them, they knew we were going to the distillery, and when we came back, they're like, "Did you get anything?" I'm like, "Yes, I did." And I asked if it was okay to enjoy this in kind of the lounge area at the resort, and they said, "It's your rum. This is your vacation. Feel free to enjoy." Which, that would never happen at a resort here in the United States, at least not one that I've come across yet. And I also decided that, good beverages, rums included, certainly bourbons, I like to share those with others. And there were a lot of other people that came in and out as we were sitting there enjoying some music, enjoying the views. And so I shared this with a lot of folks that evening, including the band that was there. We shared that with them as well. But I would say, the proof point, most of the rums that I looked at, they were all sort of at that similar proof point, 80 proof. It's a pretty smooth drink. It does have a lot of bourbon notes to it. Again, I think that comes from the aging process. But I don't know. It was a fun experience. It was fun to learn a little bit more about the local history of rum and of course, St. Lucia. And it was good to enjoy this experience while we were there and be able to share that with others. If I see this and hear it somewhere locally when I'm out and about, will I get this again? Yeah, I'll get it again. It was a good experience. I enjoyed it. And, again, if you've watched any of my content before, sometimes I'm a sucker for a bottle, and this bottle does not disappoint. So I wanted to bring that home as well. So anyway, I'm curious. I mean, I know that many of you out there watching probably are like me. You're typically more into the American whiskeys and the ryes, the bourbons, things of that nature. But do you dive into the rums? What about tequilas? Are there other spirits that I should explore and venture into and try and see what's out there? So anyway, again, happy 2024. I appreciate you taking time and a few minutes out of your day to stop by and to watch this. And I'd love it if you give a good old thumbs up. And if you have not already subscribed to our channel, please do so. I suspect that we'll be sharing more about our St. Lucia experience here very soon. Have a little bit of content, some videos, short videos that I shot while we were there. And Amanda and I have talked about doing kind of a review, if you will, of our trip and sharing, some of those experiences and seeing if this is a place that you might want to put on your list to visit. So in the meantime, be well and be safe, and we'll talk to you all real soon.